whenever you have technology change, it is hard.
Yeah.
People can't adjust.
Anytime you go through change, it's traumatic. What is it? Revenues for vanity, profits for sanity.
Welcome back to the Exit Rich podcast. I'm sitting with Joe Boyd from Elite Roofing, and we're going to be changing gutters to siding, hopefully, here in Mississippi. But
Oh gosh, don't say the word.
here we go. Joe, welcome to the Exit Rich podcast. Joe, tell everybody who you are real fast. You got a fascinating story. What people don't realize, Joe used to be straight insurance, flipped to retail in probably the last 9 months, and took it from a $10 million shop of all insurance to your first year, you're going to do about $7-8 million in all retail just in 1 year of a flip. Introduce yourself, Joe. Say hi to everybody and tell them what you do, my friend.
Sure. My name is Joe Boyd. Live in Brandon, Mississippi. I'm the owner of Elite Roofing and Gutters. Started in 2007. We rebranded this year. It used to be Complete Exteriors. Grew up in the trades. Went to school to do construction management, engineering. Kind of fell into roofing after Hurricane Katrina, and have been doing it ever since.
So let's talk about that. You were in insurance. What made you go to retail? Like, what made you say, hey, this ain't the model for me. I want to start doing retail? Because you were making a good living. I mean, I know your story. You have a nice home. You have a beautiful wife. You have 2 sons, a daughter, private school. You're living a good life. What made you say, hey, listen, I'm getting out of insurance? What was that defining moment?
So, looking at the effort we had to put in to settle a claim, right, to assist the homeowner, to get the insurance company to act right, we took too much of the burden on ourselves. So I had like 3 people in the office following up with adjusters, meeting adjusters. So we're going out to a house 5 and 6 times to sell a roof. And really, when the writing was on the wall for me, it was like, I can do good, better, best. Just offer a price and tell the homeowner.
But where'd you get the ideal from? Like, I'm saying, what made this trigger to you? Like, you
Well,
should wake up one
ultimately-
day and just say,
Yeah.
I'm done with insurance. So how to be
Ultimately, what gave me the final confidence was when I came to Winner's Circle and you guys started talking about it, and you just said, no, we do straight retail.
you in the mastermind groups? Yeah. So you came into a mastermind before you joined the coaching group.
That's right.
So you came into a mastermind.
So I heard what your guys' sales process was, and I'm like, that is brilliant. It's lean, it's mean, and it takes the burden off of us and really puts it back in the homeowner to settle the claim with their insurance company. But you give a good, honest price up front, tell them what the issues are, give them 3 options, and if they can't,
get this for him, my friend. Here, let's get this for him.
went limp.
Here you go.
What are you doing? Jeez.
So you come to the mastermind. Well, let's backtrack. How did you hear about the mastermind?
So I wound up in Marco Island in December.
What made you go to Marco Island? I'm curious.
I followed Dimitri. I went to the one the year prior. It was really good. So I showed up, and here's Lance Bachmann, LB Capital, build it to sell it, right? So
Yes, that's that Thursday. They don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
Fucking rich. Get out of there.
So, yeah, and then after that, you were in my inbox and you followed me everywhere on digital marketing and that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot.
On social media.
Yeah, social media. And it just kept coming up. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to try this out, because what really captivated me was at the roofing process conference when you spoke, and it touched my heart. You were all about family,
Oh, yeah.
faith, and what's your other one? Family, faith. But there was 3 things, and those totally resonated with me. And I put my family and my faith, try to make it first. At times we get our priorities out of whack. But yeah, that's really what brought me to try the mastermind and then ultimately go into the Winner's Circle.
So you came to the mastermind, and what did you think of the mastermind?
It was awesome. To me, I mean, I've been doing this almost 20 years, and for a company to sit up there and just show you every process, how they do it, how they win, all your analytics, all the tech stack you guys use. You share your successes, you shared your failures.
Oh, yeah.
And open book, and like your people, Jolynn looked at your financials, Bill's there on the marketing end. Everybody just dove into my business, and really it was the best 2 days I've spent really working on my business.
So you come to the mastermind, you're sitting there, you're a full insurance shop at this
Yeah.
time. Were you like, I'm gonna go try retail, or you like, fuck it, I'm gonna pull the band-aid off and go full retail? Because I mean, like, that's a big you're making a living, you got
Yeah.
3 kids, you got kids in college,
Yeah.
you got bills to pay.
I started in retail, so I was comfortable with it. I always sold on, "Here's your issues, here's my solutions, here's your price." Now, the rest of my team we totally shifted insurance, but I knew the value in doing, like, consultative selling and really sitting with the homeowner, educating them, and selling them a good product and service. Getting the team buy-in, a whole 'nother story, right? So, you get guys that walk out and whatever, but you gotta believe in the vision, and if I wouldn't have seen somebody else doing it and being successful at it, I probably wouldn't have been so gung ho. But the insurance market's changing.
The
Mm.
insurance market sucks.
Yeah.
I try and tell people,
Oh, yeah.
it
Yeah.
sucks. Like, what how much more efficient, more better is your cash flow now that you're in retail?
It's getting better. It's anytime you go through change, it's traumatic, right?
It really is.
Yeah. So the shift, but now we're seeing when you first said we try to sell, install, and collect in 4 days, under my breath, I'm like, BS. No way. But then you showed it, and I was like, good. They do it. It's
All
true.
day long.
All day long. And I was like, I have crazy AR. I've had almost $1 million in accounts receivable before.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
if we go above, and you see the numbers we're
Yep.
doing, 25 million, $30 million in each location. You see we're gonna do $100 million in retail this year. If somebody goes over any division, 250, 300, I'm screaming from the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's
Like,
a problem.
like, you've been around me for the last 2 days
Yeah.
straight. What's the only thing I really look at is
Numbers.
Not as it
All day long. That's all you do.
is numbers,
it.
right? So people don't realize, like, that's how you run efficient businesses.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you
all
better
numbers and reports.
that's it. And, you know, I look at you and you made a big jump. I mean, you had to be nervous.
Oh, yeah.
You're still going through the mud now because you implemented ServiceTitan, Angie's. You're running a lot of our playbook,
Yeah.
and people just think you go and do it and it's easy. Can you
No.
talk about how that's false?
Yeah. And I had prepared for this more than, I thought I was ready, but you're never ready. And that's just the thing, right? So it's just like you're jumping off a bridge, and luckily, I had the support system behind. Like your people stepped in, the Winner Circle, Bill Kelly, Titan Pro Technologies. Without them and Jennifer, I would have sank. There's no way. It's a lot. I have a larger company, so it's not as easy as, a 2-3 man shop.
Oh, yeah.
But luckily I had the right support system in place. But now we're starting to get our head above water again. We see how it works. It works.
Oh, it
No doubt
worked.
in my mind.
I think people, because you sat in the last Winter Circle, just 20 members to it, and people were bashing ServiceTitan. You saw it, and I'm like, guys, it could be Job Nimbus, it could be AccuLinks, it could be even the one guy that is on AccuLinks. He's like, it sucks. He's still doing paper.
That's why I left. Yeah,
And everyone else that came off of AccuLinks was like, oh my God, it's the best.
Yeah.
Whenever you have technology change, it is hard for people because people can't adjust. It's just I'm like, but guys, it's kind of like this. If you go back, and you're my age, Joe, I think you're 51, right?
46.
46. But you still understand this. You had the old flip phone that you dialed, right?
Yeah.
The old Nextel.
Yeah.
You didn't want the iPhone, did you?
No.
I didn't want the fucking iPhone. I was like, and I worked at AT&T when the iPhone came out. I was vice president. I helped get yellowpages.com onto the iPhone, right? On that.
Yeah.
So, like, we were one of the initial, what do you call it? Apps,
Adapters.
right? Yeah. And they handed me the iPhone. I'm like, I don't want this piece of shit. I want my fucking flip phone, my BlackBerry, right? My BlackBerry. And now, could you imagine living without your iPhone? We're both out here this morning on my farm. You're having coffee. I'm drinking. And I'm just sitting working off my iPhone. You're working off your phone.
Yeah.
And you're listening to Rillas. You're looking at Rillas, right? Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine, like, without your iPhone?
Yeah. It's a total game changer.
That's how you're going to feel about ServiceTitan, a
Yeah.
year from now. Like, even you said the best line You said AccuLinks are people you had a few mishaps. We're gonna talk about some people stealing from you, doing some dirty things. This happens, and I think most people are good, but there are bad people, right?
Yeah.
But AccuLinks allowed them to get away with it you can't do that in ServiceTitan.
You're totally accountable.
Yeah,
And that's why
can you
people
explain
struggle.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, you have to you can't go to the next step until you complete what you're doing and do it properly. So there's gates set up,
Or it comes back to haunt you
or it
when
comes
you do it,
back,
'cause you can
and
see
it
your
tracks every
movement.
single movement. Like, there's no hiding from it, and then when you put the Rilla technology behind it, it wraps everything up. You get a total picture. We had a lady try to change color on us last week, and, we used to just concede and be like, blame it on the sales guy, whatever, but we went back, the lady agreed to the color, she didn't wanna pay the extra money for this, nicer shingle, but during the install, she tried to pull a quick one on us and say, "No, I don't like that color, I want this color," and it was a upper level shingle.
Yeah,
She was gonna try to get us to eat the cost,
yeah.
and sales manager calls like, "Sorry, here's what you signed, it's on site right now, you either come up with 3 grand," and I hate to be like that, but it's business.
Absolutely.
We just can't swallow 3 grand on a small house, and she's like, "No, no, it's fine." But it wasn't fine until he
Played the bullseye.
yeah, he
Yeah.
basically told her what was said.
And this is what people don't realize is all this technology isn't to manage your salespeople, it's to coach them and make them better and protect the organization.
Yes.
And when you really they're always like, "I don't want Big Brother watching me." Well, first of all, Big Brother's watching you.
Yeah.
So you gotta know that, right? If you have a phone, Big
Yeah.
Brother's watching you. Number 2, these are coaching tools. That's all they are, is for you to be able to make more money and protect your organization and grow and scale your company.
Probably been the most powerful coaching tool we've ever had,
I mean,
and the ease of use too. And a lot of guys, in the winner circle, they're looking at the cost aspect, and when I look back, I'm like, "How can you afford not to do this?" I mean, just there, I saved $3,000 off of one recording
oh, yeah.
because we had the data that said, "No, that's not what was said." And it just in that aspect to go back and really hear the conversation at the table, it's easy to get to, it's linked to the job.
It protects the homeowner.
Mhm.
It does, because there are some bad salespeople out there, right?
Yep.
We've been through that.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that. But it protects your salespeople, it protects your sales managers, and it protects the organization. And, I said this to 2 of my salespeople, and, we have a mastermind every quarter, once a quarter, and we sell it out. I said, "Guys, we're not asking you to call through the computer system so we can track what we're doing. We're calling through the computer system so we can coach you and help you on what you're doing." Make sense? Like, "Hey, listen." And I don't think it registered to him at first, right? And then I think when it registered to him, it's like, "Guys, if we can't listen to the call and what you're saying, how can we ever coach you? I can't." You see what my day's like.
Yeah.
Do you think I can coach anybody?
No.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
do you mean like, so like, if you want my time, it has to be effective.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, you'll ask your salesperson, "Did you offer financing?" And they're going to say yes every single time.
Yeah.
But the role will show you differently, yes or no.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then you'll ask, "Did you offer good, better, best?" They'll say yes. But then ServiceTitan will show you they only showed one option.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, and that's where you can coach people and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not calling you a liar. Hey, Joe, I know you're moving fast and a lot of things going on to the homeowner, but you told me you showed 3 good, better, and best, but it shows you only put 1 together. I think you messed up, but let's make sure. Here, let me show you how you do good, better, and best, just so you know what." And you can coach them, right? And talk
Retrain.
to, and you retrain. Um, I don't think that's where people going. Now that you're doing all retail, right? Do you think, do you think you'll ever do insurance again, or you just think retail is the future?
I think there's, I would like to say, all retail. I think there's times where we might need an adjuster or assist a homeowner, um, but
Far and in between.
yeah,
Can't
very
believe.
far. Yeah, I just finished a big metal roof, and I sent the lady our invoice. She goes, "Well, I still need to get the depreciation." And I said, "Yep, you gotta call your agent, get all your stuff submitted, but our contract now says, 14 days full payment, insurance or not, or you start accruing interest." And the funny thing is she has the money to write me the check for the difference. right? Have her wait on the money. Before, we used to float all these bills,
No way.
you know,
Absolutely
and
not.
it's just a slow change of mindset, but yeah.
You'll go listen, there's a reason why private equity now, private equity are some search funds that are out there, but the big funds are not, the Vertex is doing a test pilot right now, Jane said, of a few, insurance companies, which, we'll see how it works out for them. I think she's curious herself too, right? I think they're gonna try and diverse their portfolio, right? They're
Managed repair?
I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. I mean, I talked to Jane at the, PE Summit up in New York, and she wasn't quite sure. She was just figuring it out. But listen, they're bright guys over there,
Yeah.
Dennis and them guys. But Alloyd, Persian, Canopy, Tim Russell, my
Mhm.
buddy over there. These guys aren't doing insurance, and they might eventually, right? Like they might do some. I think when you look at the retail model, it's no different than HVAC, right? There's not too much insurance work in the HVAC, right? There's a lot of, what do you call that? The home warranty stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of retail insurance like roofing. And I think insurance roofing is going to be going away more and more. I think listen, this is why I say to people, right? Like, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but you saw the kid that killed the healthcare guy. What was the name of the healthcare guy? What was it? They killed the
From United Healthcare.
United Healthcare, right?
Yeah.
So they went and killed him, right? And I went and did some digging on why this guy would go kill the United Healthcare guy, right? And I guess United Healthcare was denying 90% of any claims that came in, and they would fight them and fight them. So people were dying. Like people were sick and people were dying. And this kid, then people were going to say, and I always say this about people, is the kid mentally ill or did you push him too far to where they broke?
Mhm.
Right? You don't know if this kid had a loved one that was died in the hospital. Like you never know what's going to crack someone, Joe. I say
Yeah.
it all the time. Like
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, that person snapped." Or did you push them to snap?
Yeah.
Right? Did you push them to snap? So this healthcare, I don't know if you know the story behind this. They denied about 90% of all the claims, no matter what. People were dying. I think they're actually being investigated. Correct, Jacob and Neary? These being that United Healthcare is being investigated. I think they're being investigated. Can you look it up for me? If I remember correctly, I think they're being investigated, right? Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, ServiceTitan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to. So, and I look at insurance companies the same way for roofs. They are being investigated, correct? They're being investigated. Let's think about it. So now this guy kills the CEO, and now the investigation happens, right? Right now the investigation. You had to kill someone to make people fucking pay attention. Well, you don't think they're denying all the roofing claims, these insurance companies? Do you think they give a shit about the homeowner?
No. And it's more prevalent in some carriers than others. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and blast names out, but in the roofing space, we all talk about the same ones that handle the claims the same way. It's, you know, but it's also the number one cause of loss for homeowner policies.
Oh, yeah.
It's roofing. Huge. I had an insurance agent in our office last week, and I was just talking with him about the same thing. He said, if you don't think we're about to change our policies and deductibles and percentages and all the other stuff, when you get a percentage deductible, homeowners got a huge out-of-pocket expense anyways. You're going retail. I mean, because they're going to go out and shop you around. You beat the door and file a claim. They're still going to shop it because they're going to be out of pocket $5, $8, $10,000. It's perfect setup for retail.
Private equity firm guys are some of the brightest people you'll ever meet. I say it all the time, right? Like I show you the due diligence list in the winter, and everybody's jaw dropped. Yes
Yeah,
or no? Like
like-
people were like, "There's no way that." I'm like, "That's not even all of it. That was just the initial ask."
Yeah.
And how many items were there? Probably 400 or 500 different items they asked
Yeah,
for.
it was nuts.
Like, right? Like, and people think these guys are dumb. Like, people aren't just coming in and handing you 36, 40 million, 50 million for your company. Even they're not handing you 15 million, 20 million.
Yeah.
Without doing the proper due diligence, right?
Yeah.
Like, and they look at it this way. Why am I going to go fight insurance when I got to now fight for every nickel?
Mm.
When the homeowner, once they agree to it, they sign, we go.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like you said, I believe the roof is the number one investment in anyone's home. It's where it all starts. I
Yeah.
call it the silent killer. heart attack. If you have water in your home, so I had a building, me and my partner Sam, down in Northern Liberties. It's a popular area down here, like young kids, right? And we bought it probably 15 years ago now, 20 years ago. We got in there ahead of time. But when we gave it to the Perlman guys, Sean Gorham, when he called us up one day, it's the guys, we opened the walls and the walls are falling apart. Well, water was coming in from the roof for years and destroyed the building, right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, insurance didn't cover it at all,
Yeah.
at all. And we had to knock the building down and rebuild the whole building at our own cost.
You lost the building.
We lost the building. And the kicker was this, is we had the building for like 8 years and fortunately for me, my partner Sam was a Russian Jew. And if you know anything about that community, they pay everything to fuck off. Like they got no debt. These people live, well, he did. I mean, he lives he's very good with money. He always says you respect your money, it'll respect you, right? So we just paid the building off. Like we never took money out of it.
Yeah.
To distribution, just paid the building off.
Back in.
I think we weren't even paid off 3 months and this happened. Like, that's the irony. I think we weren't even paid off 3 months and we had to drop the building and rebuild it. We had to take a loan out to rebuild it. I mean, and it took us like 2 years because COVID hit. So like, people don't realize how powerful their roof is. Here's a question for you. You did $10 million last year. Even then, it's hard to make money. Like, you got all these guys, and now that you're part of the winner's circle, you see there's guys in it that do 30 million, 5 million, 20 million, all different, right? But the majority of them aren't making good money. And we're teaching how to make money. Because you see our P&Ls. You see we make $500,000 off a $2 million a month. We make $400,000 off a $1.6 million. Like, you see, I'm very transparent with you guys. Here's our P&L.
Everything.
Here's the bad ones. Here's the good ones. This is the good, bad. This is why it's not going good. This is why we got to fix it. This is the great ones. Why do you think so many people think revenue matters and not the profit? Because you'll hear people, I got a 10, 20, $30 million company. I'm like, well, how much money are you fucking making?
I guess it's the measuring stick in our industry is revenue, but it's, what is it? Revenues for vanity, profits for sanity. And I've often just wondered, it's like, man, I could shut all the doors, go out and sell myself and make more money than I do now.
I call it the Brian Toff factor. Brian Toff, legit. Like, I'm not being rude, Brian. I love you. You know you're the man. He owned a company that we rolled up in the Munns where he was not making and all he did was sell. This guy's one of the best salespeople you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, if you got a checkbook or a credit card in 5 feet of you, he's getting it. Like, it's just, I say it all the time. Like, when I'm around the guy, I literally don't bring my wallet or checkbook around him. I don't. Like, the guy's going to get it, right? And so he got me a few times, right? He just is. He has. But as a business owner, he wasn't making what he's making just selling.
Yeah.
Just selling. And people don't understand that. Like, these guys that have these $10 million shops, $8 million, these guys, the employees, they all think that you're making all this money.
I've had people make more money than me in a year.
I saw your P&L.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not hard. They don't understand. And that's a lot of the thing, getting away from the insurance, you have to carry such a large overhead. It's people to follow up and collect, and it's totally overbearing. So
what do you think the biggest issue for Joe and Elite Roofing is right now?
Overhead and change. And so implementing new systems, processes, it feels like the past year and a half, a lot of new open shops in our area, probably 300. And they're all just small roll-offs of larger company salespeople. I've had a bunch of people leave me, go start their own thing.
Yeah, people steal from you, didn't you?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Oh, shoot, several times. First one,
are you having them sign non-solicits now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell me
well, the ones that recently did it, I had non-solicits on, so they're
fucked.
They'll be papered up shortly. But yeah, part of AccuLinks, they were just marking jobs dead. And the last year of their employment with me, they were marking jobs dead and working them through their own license they went out and got. So I'm paying them W-2 salary, truck, all the stuff, and they're marking jobs dead. Oh, it didn't go anywhere. And then what happens, we get a call back to our office. Hey, you guys put a roof on for us back in December. Yeah, the sales guy was XYZ. I need the paid invoice for it. We go through our system, no shot of it. So we start digging. It was a canceled job. So then we called him back and said, well, we don't have any record of it. And he shoots a completion certificate with my sales guy's signature on it.
Wow.
Under employment. So then you get into a whole bunch of other stuff because yeah,
everything.
I forget if yeah,
Theft by deception.
and it's good thing is they weren't 1099, they were employees. And so they come under a whole new law set. We did more digging. We went to the permit office. So another local contractor was pulling permits for them, which is also against the contractor board. So now he's wrapped up into it. It's a huge mess. Like,
But you're not gonna let this go.
no,
You
I can't
let it
I
go
cannot
just
let it go.
because it's your reputation. And I always say this: once you let one person do your dirt. So I got into a lawsuit with a company called SEO Locale probably 10 years ago. These guys worked for me. They started their own business while they were in my shop, right? And I sued the shit out of them, and I won.
Yeah.
Right? And they're still doing business today, and I wish them the best. I could care less, right? Like,
Right.
but like, I had no choice but to sue. And at the times, Jolene and CJ were like, "You're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not going to win." I said, "It doesn't matter. We just got to win. We got to make them cut us a check, so everyone knows after that. And plus, they got to spend on legal bills, right?
Yeah.
So like, and people don't realize when you're going through a lawsuit, it's stressful, no matter if you're doing suing or not. And not that it's stressful every day, but every day your fucking lawyer emails you that bill.
Yeah.
We talk about those pieces of shit, right? But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, right? They're the biggest criminals around. Anyone that bills you hourly, boy, they don't.
Watch out.
Well, they just don't want to get you off the tip.
Yep.
They just don't. That's a whole nother. Yeah, that's a whole thing. But and you got to use them.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you know, but even if when you use them, they make so many mistakes anyway, lawyers, and they just blame it on you anyway. They be like, well, you could never saw this one coming. Yeah, okay. So you're going to sue these guys, and what do you think? Have they reached out to you to try and settle it?
They haven't been served yet. So 3 weeks ago, we sat in my attorney's office, gave him all the information. So we went and dug up all the stuff, gave it to them, all their signed employment contracts, all that. It's all principle, and it's
Gotta have your principles in business.
because I know as soon as I let them slide, it just sets a bad standard across the company.
Without a doubt. No, what's next for Elite Roofing? What do you see going? I mean, eventually you want to sell. I mean, that's everyone's goal. I'm assuming anyone in the winner circle wants to sell.
Yeah.
Eventually, right? That's not a bad thing, though. It's a good thing. I try and tell people.
Yeah, and for me, when I first started, I provided a really good service. I was good at roofing, taking care of homeowners, providing a 5-star experience. That's what I built my reputation on. And I was really good at it. I didn't go to school to be a business guy, right? I learned it through time. I'm not bad now, but I'm nowhere near the level I feel I need to be. So I think that's where like the partnership comes in, and you're a numbers guy. Numbers drive me nuts. I don't mind seeing the numbers. It's hard to make the tweaks to make the numbers look good, like make the decisions too. And we talked about that yesterday, and it's like,
Well, I said this to you, and I was going to partner with a guy that I love. I do love him, but he wants to hold on to dead weight. And business is emotional. It's logical. And this is the thing, right? And we talked about this yesterday for a while. We were talking, we
Mhm.
spent a lot of hours together yesterday. I said, if you can just make logical business decisions, it'd be very hard for you not to be successful.
Absolutely.
The problem is everybody wants to get emotional about it,
Mhm.
and they want to win. They want to be argumentative. And guys, it's just fucking logical, right? Like, here's the numbers. Here's the KPIs.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't that hard. Like,
Yeah.
we're either winning or we're losing, right?
Yeah.
And the P&L doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Right? I've lost in business. I've won in business.
Yeah.
And then I said some things just ain't worth it in business because it was logical, right?
Yeah.
Like my wife's restaurant, I made it named after M's. My buddy Gene helped me run it. He did a great job. My buddy EJ helped me run it. I think at the end of the month, everything we're doing about $100,000 a month, all in, right? Not good, not bad for a restaurant. It's a little small bar restaurant named M's. And at the end of every month, I would either go in my pocket and have to pay $5,000, or I would make 5, 10 grand. Right.
Right.
So like at the end of the year, I might have put 100,000 in my pocket or 50,000, maybe whatever. And I was like, this just ain't worth it. Like this is what's my time worth? So I just sat my wife, or my wife told me to sell it actually. So that's not sure. My wife said, get rid of this motherfucker. Cause she knew, like she just saw it, right? But then even like the popcorn, like Doug's one of my very good friends. I was like, Doug, I can't do this journey with you. Like, you don't want to do it, Doug. Like once I got underneath the hood with him, like Doug doesn't want to do it. But it makes Doug a few $100,000. Well, you don't need two of us, Doug, to do this. Like
You're out of the popcorn business?
yeah, I mean,
Dang it.
yeah, and
That was good. It's good popcorn, though.
it's great popcorn. And listen, I wish Doug the best, but like, Doug's such a good guy. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm only gonna get a popcorn company. Like roofing companies, you're gonna get my full attention. You saw we're doing 2 million a month in one division, 3 million a month in one division. Well, you're only doing 1 million a whole year, 1.5 million, 2 million in popcorn a whole year.
Yeah.
Well, how much attention are you gonna get?
Yeah.
Like you're a business guy, right? Because it's logical. It's not personal, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. You'll laugh at this. I own a bunch of real estate, right? And I just said, I had to break down to one of my partners, just like, hey, this ain't working. Like, look at the investment of cash flow. This doesn't make sense, but it benefited them. And it was the first time ever where a partner of mine actually didn't take it personal. He saw it and he was like, you're right. Long term, this won't work. I appreciate it, but he's a business guy from other businesses
Yeah.
where most people don't understand it, where most people get hurt, but because in business, deals do change.
Mm-hmm.
Times change. Things change. Right? Like we sold Shock IT, me and Scott, right? Well, now we still use Shock IT for all of our stuff. So we got to pay for the services.
Yeah.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
We sold it to a private equity firm.
Yeah.
I get it. And my controller saw the invoice. She's like, I can't believe they're invoicing us. I said, why? She goes, well, it was our company. I said, yo, do you know how much they paid us? You were part of the due diligence. They paid us mid-8 figures for Shock IT. Yeah, they're gonna fucking bill us $900 a month for their services. Fucking ain't right, they are.
Yeah.
I'd bill you too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not personal. What do you think the best thing Elite Roof having going for them? Because you go to a lot of different roofing shops. What would you say the best thing Elite Roofing has?
We have really good people. We have some real talented people. Everyone from our production staff to our guys in the field. Everybody's really keyed in on providing a 5-star experience, about upholding our quality standards, setting the standard in our market. We're kind of, and that's kind of what over the years I became known for, and ultimately our company is just providing the highest quality of work in our area. And I think we live up to that every day.
Can you talk about that, how the people build the company? I don't think a lot you seem, we went through your org chart, you X'd off the people that you want to give equity to.
Yeah.
Like, the people make the company. Like, you spoke so highly of your nephew, you're like, he's our, like, can you talk about that? Because a lot of people make it about them when they're,
Yeah. It's not and you're the same way. You always say, my people make this work. You have great people. I know it. I've seen it from the inside out. But I just, as I built the company, Greg, he runs our production, right? Homeowners absolutely love him, right? He's logical. He makes sense to him. He can relate to him. When there's an issue, he jumps right in. You couldn't send a better person to resolve an issue, right? I mean, he's right on top of it. My nephew, he's young, but he's been with me since he was 15. He knows roofing inside and out. Very logical, technical, very good with numbers. And people are blown away by his expertise, and all the way from residential all the way through commercial. I've got other guys that he's developed under him. They're older, but he's 23. He's got 30-year-old men that work under him, but they respect him because of his knowledge.
Really?
But he earned their respect just through the hard work, not because he's my nephew, but
started for the last 8 years.
Yeah, this guy knows his stuff. We need to listen to him. Our sales people, right? They really go above and beyond. Our sales manager, everybody's just bought in. And part of my one of my core values is all in, whatever it takes.
I wrote a book, All In, baby. You got to read it.
Yeah, I know. I did read it. I looked at it. I'm like, dang, this guy's onto something here. So no, and that's just it. Your people make your organization. and it comes from the top, and through like our stressful transition, my attitude towards certain things has,
All right,
it's
like,
it's a direct down. It's just coming from up top down, and I've got to watch the way I put myself out there.
your energy will reflect other people's
Absolutely.
energy.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. What do you like better, commercial work or residential work? Or what's better for business, I'll say.
So residential is a machine, right? In and out, usually in a day. Um, it's very,
And you're normally leaving with a check that day.
yeah, it's very replicatable. It's a proven process, very systematic. Certain inputs, you get the same output, right?
100%.
Commercial, whole different animal. I flooded a bank once, like 8 years ago, the server room
Mhm.
in a bank. The guy's still with me that did it. He was in the field. Now he's one of my top sales guys. I'll never forget it.
Never gonna let him in the field.
Yeah, my nephew was there too. My nephew was like 16, right? So we're in a town square on a bank, and it's a Friday, and instead the robot that sews up the TPO that heat welds it together is sitting up there running, and
These guys go out to lunch, get a few beers, don't come back.
no,
No, I'm
like
joking.
it's about like that story. It's 4 o'clock. It's hot. They're wore out. They're like, tell my nephew and the younger guys that were kind of laborers, hey, load the stuff up. My nephew didn't say a thing. He thought it was odd that they wouldn't just kind of do the last scene. They loaded up, go home for the weekend. Monday morning, I get a call that the roof is leaking, and I show up and the ceilings are falling out of a server room.
Oh,
And I'm like,
shit.
never got paid then I had to do all the repairs. It was horrendous. So every time you do a commercial roof, now it's like radar apps up in the truck, like you got the dashboard, but my nephew's all over it now. But he saw it from
Oh,
the
for sure.
from, yeah,
It's never reality till it becomes reality. I tell
yeah.
people all the time, I say to people are like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You guys hear stories of like a wife kills a husband, or a building falls down because people didn't do the right thing, or a bridge falls down because people, yeah, Baltimore, like, but it's never reality to
Yeah.
it's reality. Then all of a sudden, it's like, how this tragedy happened? Well,
Yeah.
because people didn't do their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
People didn't listen. People didn't pay attention.
Commercials win big, lose big. And
I'm not a commercial guy.
yeah.
I don't like commercial. We talked yesterday for
Yeah.
hours, and I was like, Joe, I'm not a commercial guy. I don't like commercial. I don't like the payroll of commercial. I don't like the low margin of commercial. I don't like.
There's niches. I think coatings is a good niche on metal roofs.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not exposing yourself to the elements. Even yesterday, my nephew's doing a city municipal building,
Mhm.
big contract, real good margin in it. But the whole time he's FaceTiming me, weather coming in dark, and there's 12 men on the roof, flying like monkeys, man. He's like, I got it. And I'm sitting there like, do not flood the city building. It's win big, lose
But,
big. So,
you know, your family is important to you in your faith. We talk about that a
yeah.
lot. Can you talk about, like, we were in the gym this morning, me and you. It wasn't you slept here at the farm.
Yeah.
Wasn't a crazy workout, but we worked out. We saw.
Well, for you, it wasn't, this guy's trying to get back into that physical,
But it wasn't crazy. It was a
no.
workout. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
we just lifted, saw it, ice
Yeah.
bath, talked about some faith, our family most of the time. Didn't even talk about roofing that
Nope,
we talked
not
about
at
at all. Can you explain to people why, if you aren't working out, if you aren't ice bathing, if you aren't sauning, if you're not, but you said it unsolicited today in the gym. I was like, wow, that's fucking powerful. This guy gets it.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, like,
So, I went through a period, where my physical was not doing well. I had some pinched nerves in my neck, and all day long, I was just in grueling pain. But my drive factor just kept I pushed through, eating a bottle of ibuprofen a day, just miserable. Go home, just drained of energy. My quality of life was horrendous. Finally, I just told the doctor, I don't care if the insurance company approves it, do the surgery. 'Cause they gotta poke and prod you in physical therapy. But I'm like, I feel like I'm on my deathbed here. So I've been coming back from that, but as I've gotten back in shape and better health and stuff, it just became apparent at, 46, if you don't have your health, you have nothing.
nothing?
So it all starts there. You've been a good example to me of like you get up, you're very regimented in the morning, you work out. When I'm in town, I always make the workout, right?
Yeah.
So it's
My brother Greg says my biggest superhero. Like, you
yeah,
couldn't hear you saw my mom pass away
yeah,
this week. The next morning, he couldn't believe it. I got up and we were up late, me and my brother, and he's like, "You gonna go work out?" I'm like, "I'm gonna do 100 floors." And it's not a crazy workout. It's just the goddamn, it's like, that's your superhero. It's like, no matter what you're going through, your superpower. He's like, your superpower. Like you see, I forced my wife to go work out this
yeah.
morning. Like, you don't have to be crazy. You just gotta do something.
But what it does for your mental state
Correct.
is, and people don't relate your physical status to your mental status. So it's like me. I got up early, got in the Bible, read a little word, prayed a little bit, just talk to the Lord, and then go do workout. And then now I feel like I'm on my game. You froze me in the ice bath, me and your boys. I mean, but you feel alive, right? And I just think people don't put enough emphasis on what they eat and all those things. My boys they look like Hercules, right? But every day they're eating the right stuff. They're working out. It's extremely important to 'em.
It's funny because, you know, people are constantly in town, Philadelphia here. And I want to say 90% of the people that come visit me will say, "Hey, want to grab dinner or grab a drink?" And I'm like, "Do these motherfuckers even listen to my social media or podcast?" So you're coming, like, that's a no.
Yeah.
But if you say, "Listen, hey, you want to work out in the morning?" It's a yes.
Well, you offer it every time, like, guys,
Yep.
my house, 7 a.m., 7:30,
Yeah.
whatever.
Like,
You told me it's gonna be later today because my kids are off, like,
yeah, I like,
whatever.
maybe later today, my kids are off. It's
Yep,
my kid's birthday. It's
yep.
LJ's birthday. I'm like, we're gonna.
But it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Like you saw, we started at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
I was very honest with her. I said, "Joe, we're gonna start at 8 today. I want to be with our sons this morning." My sons were like, "These guys get up early." I'm like, "No, it's LJ's birthday. He's up."
yeah, yeah.
You know, um, listen, I appreciate you being here. One last thing. What do you think your big goal is for 2026? Because 2025 is almost over. We're preparing now for
Yeah.
2026. What's gonna be your big goal for 2026?
2026 is to streamline. Um, I really wanna get my priorities, like, right. At times, I let business run my world, and I just become a madman almost. So I get out of balance. Last week, I had just a breakdown, really, and I was not my priorities were out of whack. So it was Thursday morning. I got up at 5:30 and I just kind of in prayer and just crying out to the Lord, like, "Hey, I need help. I can't do it in my own strength." Um, and what's really crazy about that is you called me 3 hours after that.
Or Thursday? That's
Yes, that was Thursday morning. I
oh,
I was bawling on Facebook Live talking to my sales guys, just like, "Guys, I need help." Right? And I was just talking about, like, I used to be so diligent in getting up and praying and doing that, and I had gotten away from that. I'm, like, trying to do everything on my own, but it's really that you can't do anything on your own.
no, you go faster together. I tell people that.
Yeah, and I mean, it just reminded me so much of, like, my past and that of what my faith has got me through. But honestly, so that was Thursday morning. I was riding with my son. You FaceTime me. I looked over,
That's the first time I ever FaceTimed.
yeah. So I looked at my son. I said, "Look, I'm Lance and I are close, but this guy's busy. Like he's not just gonna FaceTime me. Something's up." So I answered. Just said, "Look, you got 30 minutes." I'm like, "Look, I'm going to measure a gutter job. I'm helping my son a little bit today. When I get back to the house, I'll holler at you." But honestly, I was crying out that morning for somebody to call me.
And you're up here in Philadelphia next
Yeah, and
week.
you're like, "Fly up, man, whatever you need," and, you've been a huge mentor to me. Your people are great. I appreciate the relationship, the friendship.
No doubt. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Where can we find you? And so
Joe, where
how they broadcast it.
Oh, on our,
Find you.
oh, that's an internal Facebook deal. But yeah, our company's, elite eliteroofing.com. But I'm on, Instagram, Joe Knows Roofing.
Joe knows roofing. I like that handle. Jonah.
Yeah, I started that during the hurricane in Florida because you know, you get like Trump and all those people or Biden was in whatever, and I was on live like, oh, because they were going over to Pine Island where all the people were floating around, and
Joe knows roofing.
Yeah.
Biden doesn't know roofing.
Yeah. Not Joe, yeah, the different Joe.
Listen, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Let's get a photo before you